They brought the human in chains, bruised but upright, chin lifted as if the shackles were nothing but jewelry. His name was Sergeant Mason Ward, United Earth Marine Corps, and he had been captured on a frontier world after an ambush by the Volcari Enclave. The Volcari were proud of two things: their mind readers and their claim that no prisoner could ever keep secrets from them. Their telepaths had broken hardened warlords, spies, assassins. They prided themselves on unraveling an enemy's mind until nothing remained but compliance. So when they dragged Mason into the pale, vaulted chamber beneath the Enclave citadel, they didn't bother with threats or beatings. He stood in the center of a circle etched with luminescent runes, while a dozen robed Volcari watched from their thrones. High Seer Cawthon stepped forward, taller than Mason by a head, all flowing tendrils and gleaming sensory nodes. Cawthon's voice slithered through the chamber like oil. "Human. Your world has fought our Enclave long enough. But we are merciful. Submit, and your people will be spared the fires of our fleet." Mason chuckled dryly, blood crusted at the corner of his mouth. "Yeah? You want to know our plans, is that it? You'll dig in my head and find all our secrets?" Cawthon regarded him with a mixture of pity and scorn. "Of course. Your species is transparent. You think in noise and fear. You are nothing we have not consumed before." With a single gesture, Cawthon's attendant placed a trembling hand on Mason's shoulder. The room fell into silence. The mind reader closed his eyes and reached. For a heartbeat, the chamber was still. Then the mind reader's face twisted, his breathing turned ragged, and a strangled sound escaped his throat, half gasp, half shriek. Images flooded in, but they were not the easy surface thoughts of prey animals. They were a tidal wave. Battlefields scorched and soaked in blood, iron ships tearing through void and atmosphere alike, humans charging trenches under a hail of plasma, laughter in the face of certain death. Memories of loss so deep they twisted into rage, love so fierce it burned through despair. The mind reader found no single mind. He found a maelstrom of millions, the ancestral echo of every human who had fought and bled and refused to break. A hive of defiance wired into the marrow of a death-world species that had learned to survive by claw and fire for 100,000 years. Cawthon stepped forward, disturbed. "What do you see? Speak." But the mind reader only screamed. The sound was high, alien, and agonized. His eyes rolled back, limbs spasming violently. A heartbeat later, his tendrils sparked with a psychic backlash, then he collapsed to the floor, twitching once before going limp. Dead silence swallowed the chamber. Mason just tilted his head. A slow, cold grin tugged at the corner of his split lip. "You didn't really think you'd waltz through a human's head like it was a field of flowers, did you?" Cawthon recoiled, momentarily rattled. What did he see? Mason stepped forward, the rune circle flickering as if it, too, feared him now. He saw what every predator sees when they corner a deathworlder. That we don't break. We don't kneel. And when you look too deep, he tapped his temple with a bloody finger. You find out you invited the storm inside. Another mind reader, younger and more arrogant, hissed in fury. Lies. I will see for myself. He lunged, pressing spindly fingers against Mason's neck. Again, the contact, the surge. This time, the backlash was faster. The young telepath stiffened, eyes wide, mouth frozen in a silent scream. He dropped to the floor in a heap, alive, but unconscious. Mason looked up at the horrified circle of Volcari elders. Go ahead, he rasped, voice raw but mocking. Send in the next one. You might crack the skull eventually. But every mind reader you send will see it too, what it costs to cage us. Cawthon's tendrils twitched in fury, but deep beneath his rage, the ancient alien felt something worse, doubt. He had witnessed the minds of killers, zealots, and monsters. But never this, a prey species whose pain only sharpened its teeth. A faint, rhythmic pounding grew in the distance, not psychic, but real. The dull echo of boots on stone. Somewhere beyond the chamber's iron doors, muffled voices barked orders. Explosions rumbled through the walls. The human Marines had arrived. Mason's grin widened, teeth red. And now, you get to see what we do when you don't touch our minds, when you just piss us off. The lights flickered. Cawthon, for the first time in centuries, stepped back. Humanity didn't always speak with words. Sometimes they let you in, and sometimes they let you drown in the storm inside.